What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Heated Waves podcast. This is your favorite sports YouTube channel.
Yeah.
We are finally at the end of the NFL season, guys. We're going to bring in you our final end-of-season standings. Also going to bring you a little preview of our bracket and how we think it's going to go all the way up until the Super Bowl. These will be pre-playoff predictions, just to kind of see, kind of like the NCAA bracket, see how far we get as far as the predictions. And then obviously we'll break that down week to week as it changes. So, let's get it started quickly. Mr. Bradley, what do we got as far as those final standings?
Well, the final standings before we made our picks, you were 157 and 81 as of after week 16, of course, and I was 149 and 89, so I was an 8-game difference. We had 9 different picks. The picks didn't go my way. They went they went my way, but more towards yours. You ended up going 12 and 4. I was 11 and 5. So really, that puts you out 9 games on me. But you did do better than last year, and I also did better than last year.
Fantastic.
Last year you were 150 and 90. I was 144 and 96. This year you were 169 and 85, and I was 160 and 94. So we are above
169 and
by
85
19 and 16 games.
Vegas,
so
holler at me.
You are back to back regular season NFL game pick champ. So congratulations.
That's right, baby.
Next year you will get your trophy for that.
What are we starting off with first?
Let's go with the left side of your bracket. Let's look over there. AFC side, number 6 versus the number 3, which is the Browns at number 6, and Steelers at number 3. And again, guys, just keep this in mind. This is a quick preview of the predictions. It's not a full-fledged detailed one. We will have separate episodes.
That's right. Starting it off in the wild card, like you said, between that number 3 and number 6 Steelers and Browns, I had the Steelers moving on to that divisional game.
I think most people do.
I think so as well. If we're moving to the Titans and Ravens, which was Titans number 4, Ravens number 5.
Yes.
I actually had Ravens with the upset.
Nevermore.
Moving on to take on the number 1 seed Chiefs in that first divisional game. Now, in the last but not least wildcard game, I had the number 2 seed Bills beating the number 7 Colts, which would place the number 3 Steelers taking on the number 2 Bills. That puts us as divisional games to Chiefs versus Ravens and the Steelers versus the Bills. Some pretty good divisional games, I think. Moving on to the AFC Championship. Obviously, I said it from the beginning of the season. I said it in the middle of the season. Chiefs will get to the Super Bowl. So, obviously, I had the Chiefs beating the Bills in the AFC Championship.
Nice. Do you have a prediction at all?
Bills will beat the Steelers. I don't think the Bills will beat them by much. I think it'll be maybe a tally of 6 points. Chiefs blow out the Ravens. Chiefs and Bills take on each other. Chiefs beat the Bills by at least 14 points, which sends the Chiefs to the Super Bowl representing the AFC.
Nice. All right, let's move over to the NFC.
Number
6 and number 3, LA and Seattle. T-ball.
So that one was a tough one for me. Rams going into Seattle. I took the upset. I went with the Rams, who I feel have a much better defense. That would move them on to play the number 1 seed Green Bay Packers, because I have Washington taking on the Buccaneers. Washington number 4 seed, Bucks number 5 seed. I have Washington upsetting the Buccaneers.
Wow.
And moving on to the next round. That would put the Saints versus the Bears. Saints number 2 seed, Bears number 7. I think a lot of people have the Saints beating the Bears in this one. So I have the Saints moving on, which would place the Saints at the number 2 seed versus Washington at the number 4 seed.
Wow.
And then Green Bay taking on the Rams, number 1 and number 6. Those are the divisional games. Now, the winners of those divisional games, obviously, in my opinion, Packers beat the Rams.
Really?
Which moves them to the NFC Championship.
Nice.
And Saints beat the Washington football team, which moves them to the NFC Championship. So we got a number 1 seed versus a number 2 seed, just like we had in the AFC. I had to take my boys, the Packers. That would put the Packers in the Super Bowl versus the Chiefs, which would be a rematch of Super Bowl numero uno.
Yes, number 1.
So yeah, that's my NFC Championship. Packers and Saints. Packers barely topple the Saints, and then Chiefs Packers Super Bowl rematch, Super Bowl number 1. I had to go with the Chiefs.
Well,
Chiefs
nice,
take
having
home
a
the
score.
trophy. Mahomes gets him another, ring, MVP, Super Bowl. It's going to be a gunslinging Super Bowl, I can almost promise you. But those are my predictions for this NFL playoff bracket.
Nice predictions. Can I get a Super Bowl prediction score of Chiefs over Packers for your NFL predictions?
Chiefs win 35-31.
Nice, in a shootout. Well, you heard it here, guys. That is T-Ball's bracket, his prediction bracket for the upcoming NFL games that are slated for later on this week and this weekend, guys, which are some good ones. And don't forget to turn in to Mr. B's AFC and NFC playoff predictions. T-Ball, take us out on this one.
Coming up next for you guys, like you said, Mr. Bradley's AFC, NFC, NFL playoff bracket. Stay tuned for that. Keep it locked right here on the Heated Waves podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe. I'm your boy T-Ball.
And I'm Mr. Bradley. You stay classy, YouTube.
Thanks for stopping by.